Hey guys, my name's Zinc and welcome to my Minecraft Let's Play series. This is episode 21. And yeah, we've, as usual, been pretty busy this week. To start off with, I've done some really boring stuff. I've spent a lot of time getting materials and things for doing the builds. I guess the one of the beauties of not having to do a story this week is that I've got to spend the time stocking up on some things and things. So I'll just quickly show you what I've done here. Yeah, and that just goes to show it's not all fun and games. when you're doing this sort of thing, I also have to sit down and dig up materials and things. Anyway, without further ado, let's take a look around and see what's changed and what I've been doing. So you can hear the guys there. I'll get to them in a second. So I've done this to the front, got rid of the grass that was at the front of this. I think that it looks a lot cleaner, a lot better with this, and I'll certainly fix all this up here too. I don't know, I may change this back here, maybe to like a wood texture or something, and then go with some wooden stairs or something, or maybe not, I don't know. It just, again, it looks a little plain, but I might put a light in there or something. Anyway, we'll work out something and I'll see what I think of that. We've got a couple of markets that have opened up here on our way down from the docks. We've got a guy here who sells the weapons, and we've got a guy here for armor, and we've got a guy here for food and things. See that smile that they give you? This mod pack is so funny. They just do this little smirk when they look at you. And I swear for a second their eyes go cross-eyed when they look at you. Anyway. We may do some more of those. I might put a couple of those on this side as well, like a little walkthrough thing here that we do. I think that might be cool. So let's have a look. Oh man, you know how I feel about this particular building. It's I should do it justice and do the inside of the silly thing. So quickly, we've done over here. I've done some little bits and pieces. I'm just doing some sort of testing and things with what to do with the roof of this. The problem is the size of the building, and yeah, I don't know. I'm still very stuck with this building. This building's really giving me grief, and I may tear down the exterior to this and change it rather dramatically, just because I'm really struggling with getting a roof that's big enough. I like this little tower thing. I think that looks cool, and yeah, I'll just have to play around with it and things, and that's what I've been doing, is a bit on and off when I'm getting sort of a bit tired of what I've been doing over the other side there. I sort of come over and pull it apart. I've just mucked around here. I switched over these stairs here so they're no longer that way, they're now this way. It's such a little thing to do, but just adds some depth in underneath here. Yeah, so anyway, that's that. I don't want to bore you with what I've been doing there. I'm so happy with this area. I love this building. It's just so beautiful. Again, should do it justice and do an interior too. Maybe I'll do this week. I might do some interiors and things. We'll see how we go. Just get so caught up in the building. Over this side here, we've made a couple of big changes. So one, I've taken out that walkway thing that I didn't like. Over here, it's just a balcony now, and that's fine. That still has the effect. The other part existed for part of the story and things like that. I've done some cliff faces here. I thought this would look better as a backdrop for the houses and things, and made more sense. You wouldn't build a castle on a big mound of dirt, I think. So it makes sense that it's got some stone to it. I'm still experimenting with this. I haven't done a lot of stone cliff faces. I quite like the look of it. But there are some aspects of it that I'm finding difficult. I've also turned off fancy grass blocks. They were annoying me, the sides of the grass being there all the time. So I've gone with the old school, more Minecrafty sort of looking grass blocks, and I think they look good, and I think it's, yeah, I think all of this is coming together well. I've also done some more over here too. I fixed this side of the castle here that was bothering me, and all I really had to do was put in the smooth stone around the edge here, finish that off, because it sort of travelled around a little bit anyway, but it stopped for this corner. So I fixed that up, and I've put in some of the deep slate, the polished deep slate there, and in between these pillars here, these bits here, and it's just given it more texture, I guess, and I think it looks a lot better. I'm really chuffed with that, and I think this bit here is sort of done now. I've still got work to do down here, and finishing off this and things, but yeah, I think that's really finished off my biggest worry for the castle, which was this bit here. I may also go in and do these areas here with the plain stone that are in the middle. I might do those with that as well, because I think it looks pretty cool. Still want to do that too. I haven't finished that over there, but anyway, yeah, so that's that. We will head down here. I haven't done a great deal. I've just done some little things, added some pot soil and things around there. Then, okay, well, it's not part of the story, but I am not taking any chances. Look, I just want to do some building, and I don't want to have to think about chickens at the moment. Oh, sorry for the little shulker mess I've got here. I found a real problem with having my item sorter back at the industrial area. I just don't want to go out there, so I might have to do something about that here. Okay, so we're back. We have a couple of new buildings. So the first one, I don't know whether to call this 2 buildings or 1 building, but it's sort of 1 building with 2 exteriors. Again, we are Sans Interiors. I've got a lot of work to do. Yeah, I think this one looks really cool. I mean, okay, I'll try and stop saying that, because I just think they all look cool. I like dealing in color, especially after all the grey up the top there, and I'm really enjoying doing these roofs. I'm enjoying doing this different style and things like this. This is medieval sort of looking buildings, but with lots of color and things. They've all got their little bits and pieces on them that I think look really cool. You can see I'm trying to keep a theme as much as I am changing up the colors and things. I am trying to keep up with this sort of, everyone puts pot plants out on the windows, and not everyone. This guy didn't, obviously. He's a bit of a loner, but you know, putting some of those up around, trying to go with these the oak planks and things like that around the edges of the roofs. I just think keeps a theme to what I'm doing while I'm changing the shapes and things like that. I think that it's a really good little thing, and just adding things like ladders up there. Maybe that ladder won't go all the way up. I might tear that down, and keeping on with this vines, the leaves and things like that. This one here is probably my favorite for this week of what I've done. I really like the brightness of this roof. It's the same as what I was using over there. But this is a completely different style. It's something, again, that I haven't really tried, and this one I had to tear down a couple of times. It didn't look quite right the way I was trying to do things and stuff. We've got a chimney which blends in, and I'll have to change the materials for that, I think, because it blends in too much to the background, or I could just remove it, one or the other. But yeah, I like this having a little entranceway that's going to be at the front here. That's sort of, yeah, something a bit different, and then it'll open up. It's a nice big space in. We've got this interesting sort of fun build here, a bit of colour. I didn't go with the edging here. This roof I was a bit undecided on, particularly around the back. It hasn't come up perfect because it sort of has to end short here. So I've tried to hide it with a bit of vines and things. And look, when you're walking around it, you're not really going to notice it, so it's fine. Yeah, I'm not fussed about it. But it's got some differences to it. I was just going to go inside to show you the upstairs. You can't get upstairs from inside. I haven't put any steps or anything. So, yeah, but it's got the fireplaces up the top there. I think someone back in like episode 3 suggested to me that I should do that, and I haven't really, to this point, really done much of that. But I think it's a fair call. I think it looks kind of cool, and it's a good way to get these vines going on it as well. Sort of looks really good, which then gave me another idea for up a bit further, which I'll show you. But yeah, that's a fun little build, and again a bit more colour and a bit brighter and things like that. It's sort of got a mage tower sort of look. If you've ever played World of Warcraft, there in one of the main cities, their mage towers all have this sort of purple roof. I used a bit more of the mangrove over here for this roof. I haven't found a contrasting texture to do this sort of patchiness on it yet, but I might just use a smooth mangrove and do that. I think that's sort of my default now for that sort of thing. Yeah, I thought that looked really nice too. Just having so much fun experimenting with the colour and going through some different things. So here look. What's got me freaked out is okay. All right, let's break the fourth wall, okay? Just for a second, let's pretend like this is Zincberg, the creator, not Zincberg, the character talking. So, so as you know, I plan these stories and I do all the stuff with it, and that's all good and fine, and it's all a bit of fun and things. But I'm seriously, every time I see a chicken now, it stops me in my path. Such a stupid thing. All right, so yeah, this guy here. This isn't quite finished. This one. This has got a little bit more to do in the way of sort of texturing and things like that. I like this using the cobbled deep slate next to the deep slate bricks. That looks really good for that texture on the roof. And I like this. You know, I'm just having a lot of fun changing up roof designs and things like that, but trying to keep a theme going. That's the big thing. Try and keep it looking familiar. So when we look at, say, this as part of a city, that there's a familiarity to it all. And that I'll go through and sort of tidy up some bits and pieces that I'm not happy with as far as they go, to make them look more familiar to each other. Yeah, I like the way this, again, I like the way this looks. And this is the thing I was talking about. So I decided to do like a, what's it called? Is it like a terrace? I don't know. Like a grapevine sort of looking thing. I might put a row of wheat or something in there. Love that XP. Oh, and I had a thing this week. So I was building over here, and I'll sort of show you what happened roughly. So I had to dig all of this out, right? This was all like built up like this. So I had to dig out all of this section all over here, and it took ages. And because I have Optifine installed, every now and then a block goes missing as I'm placing things particularly, and sometimes when I'm digging too, a block will just disappear. And it's a bit of a bug, and it's because I've got things set high and things like that. But anyway, I came over here and there was I don't know if I could be lucky enough to, there you go. Okay, so I was doing this and it must have been a darker time or something. And as I came over to it, but it wasn't there, it was more like here. And all I could see was the black down below. And I thought, oh, okay, that texture hasn't rendered properly. I have to remember that I've got a hole there. And then I fell down, and the panic. I was in with a couple of friends talking at the time, and I said I'll have to recreate that. But as they said, you can never recreate the sound of panic on my voice as I fell down into this abyss of darkness that was down there, this huge cave. So this part's coming up around here. There's a little platform here, and I'll do some stuff here to dirty it up. There'll be, well, yeah. I mean, this whole area, as we've discussed before, is just going to be filled with buildings. The city is going to take shape up and around here. So yeah, so I'm not going to bore you with a ton of stuff. That's what we've been doing this week. This is what I've accomplished, and I really like it. I'll probably before I do any more story or anything like that, I'll probably do another week where I just really allow myself to relax a little bit and do just build and just do the stuff that I want to do in the game. The story takes up so much time. So yeah, anyway, we'll get back into some stories soon enough, but for the meantime we'll leave it as just some building and things like that, guys. This last week has been huge. That last video, you guys really kicked into that hard, and that was fantastic. Geez, it was good. It was a very exciting week for me. Again, I know it's a small channel, I know, but when you're gaining more than 10% of your views in one, 10% of your subscribers in one episode is really exciting for me, and I really enjoyed having that journey this week. I try not to let the analytics and the figures and things bother me, but it's exciting when it's happening like that. So again, guys, thank you all for joining me. Thanks so much for your support. We're going to do lots more on this channel. I am going to do some tutorial stuff on how I'm doing these builds soon. So stay tuned around for that. Or stay tuned around. Stay tuned or stay around. Either way, have a lovely week. I love you all to death. You're all so fantastic, and you're just making my life so much fun in this world. And thank you so much, guys. Never thank you enough for what you've done for me. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week. You have a great week. See you next Friday. Okay, bye.